Hey, my name is Kathleen, and together with my sister Karen, we have started this little venture that we are calling Thrifty Britches because we are very thrifty and we love to shop, but we love a deal. And so we have been inspired by the likes of Shellbell and Lavender Clothesline and have decided to kind of give a stab at this ourselves because we have been for years trolling together the thrift stores, the Goodwills, the garage sales, yard sales, estate sales in both Georgia, where my sister Karen lives, and in Alabama, where I live. So we take turns going back and forth to each other's houses to see which sales are which. Usually we'll spend like an entire Saturday just gallivanting and picking through piles to see what's what, and then trying to glean some tidbits from some of our favorite YouTube thrifters so that we know what is a good deal and what isn't. We also bring our wonderful sidekick along with us, who is my nephew. He is 9 years old. He's on the autism spectrum. That's Karen's son, and we like to call him Eric because Shellbell always brings her fiance Eric on these shopping trips with her, and so we have dubbed him Eric. So anyway, we went on a haul this weekend in Alabama, and so even throughout COVID-19, the yard sales are still in abundance, and we hit probably about 8 of them in the Birmingham area, 2 of which were neighborhood-wide garage sales, which is the bomb. If you can hit something where you can just park and then we can walk with Eric, and he doesn't get sick of being driving around in the car, and it works out for all of us, kind of a win-win. And so we did, and I feel like we scored a pretty good haul. So what I'm going to do in this video is just kind of go over some of the highlights of the best things that we got, and I've broken it up into categories. So the first category that Shellbell talks a lot about, where she has had a lot of luck, which we wanted to try out, is with fragrances. So we picked up a wide variety of fragrances. So the first item that we found was this new out-of-the-box Jessica McClintock perfume, which is actually one of my favorites. Is really florally and very pretty, and what I really like about it is that it lasts all day. So you put it on and it's not like 5 minutes later you don't feel like you have any perfume on whatsoever. And so this is 1.7 ounces, and we paid $5 for this, which is a really good price. It retails for way higher than that, and it's looking like it's going when we look at the comps, it's going for right around $20 a bottle. So what we're going to do is we're going to list this as a buy it now for $18.99, and we will let you know in an upcoming video how it does. Now this is Karen's brainchild. Karen is all about finding old crappy looking perfumes and fragrances, but she's had a lot of luck selling them in the past, and so we are sticking with that. Karen found this at an estate sale, I believe, and she paid $2 for this. It is 3/4 of a fluid ounce of Chaps by Ralph Lauren Soothing Aftershave Balm, and we are going to list this for $10. We looked at the comps, and a lot of them are selling for $10. A lot of them are selling for a few dollars more. So we were just going to list it for $10 and see what happens. We'll probably do that as a buy it now. It's just easier that way. Okay, this one I'm less confident about. This is Raspberry Fantasy, and that is all that I know about it. But they're not making it anymore. It's made in Darien, Connecticut. We paid $2 for it. It's looking, we found other versions of Raspberry Fantasy on eBay to use as comps, and it looks like they are selling for right around, let me check my handy dandy list here, right around $15. So we'll probably list it for a couple of dollars less. Might do it as a buy it now just to kind of get rid of it, but we might also do it as an auction, maybe put it on at $8 and see how it does. Okay. Another Jessica McClintock product that we picked up is this 2 ounce body powder, and so same fragrance as the perfume, but these seem to be going for right around $10. We only paid $2 for it, so same thing as with the raspberry spray. We're probably just going to list it for $8 and see what happens. Okay, Now, this is Avon Soothing Seas. This is open, which I thought, quite frankly, who would buy something that's open, especially in this time of COVID-19? But Michelle Bell swears that these things go even when they're open, and it looks full to me. I don't know what full is, but if any of it is gone, not much of it is. And this is an 8-ounce container of foaming bath salts. So we'll see. We paid $2 for this. So they look like they're selling, even open, for around $10. Probably list it for $8, see what it does. Okay, much more excited about these items. Karen found these at an estate sale. And there's two different types of these, but they are Avon. Michelle Bell's a big fan of Avon, and this is vintage Avon. I have learned really fast, if you put vintage in front of anything, it's gonna sell, or at least it's got a better chance of selling. So this is Vitabath, and they are two containers of 10 fluid ounces each, and one of them is lotion and the other one is shower gel. Okay, and it also comes with a little scrunchy thing. So way back in the day, whenever they bought it, because they don't make them anymore, somebody paid $14.99 for them. When we checked the comps on eBay, these were going for somewhere around $15, and we only paid $2.99 at Goodwill. So we are, because it's rare and because it's discounted, we're gonna stick that up there and see what it does, but we're hoping to get at least $15 for it. Now this other one goes a little bit higher, and this is priced at $13.99 originally, whenever they bought it back in the day. And it is an assortment of 5 different things. There's a soap, there's a lotion, there's the sugar scrub, the hand cream, and then also the shower gel. And so these are actually going a little bit higher. So we also only paid $2.99 for this, and they look to be selling right around $20. So we will probably list that for a buy it now, and probably do it around $18, $19, or $20. And then the last thing that we found in fragrance were these 2 mini Mary Kay fragrances. And so we couldn't find any comps on this, but we have learned just from watching some of these thrifters online that sometimes you just take a chance, and it was only $1. It's these 2 little sprays and 2 different scents, and it's brand new, sealed in a package, and for $1 you take a chance, you roll the dice and see. So we're gonna probably stick that up as an auction item, and I will probably ask an opening bid of like $1.50 and see what happens. No harm, no foul. If it doesn't sell, we'll give it a shot. It's all about taking a chance. Okay, and so the next batch of items that I'm going to do are more like pottery, glass items. This is something that I really do not have any expertise with at all, and Karen is definitely the queen of all this. She has just learned the names. She has a really good eye for it, but one thing that I have picked up, anything that looks old and crappy is probably worth something. You just slap vintage in front of it, turn it over, always turn it over to read the bottom. That's another thing that I have learned, because you just never know what you're going to find written on the bottom of these things, and you can find all sorts of surprises. Perfect example, a little sticker like that. Who knew? This is made in Japan, and this is worth something. So always take the time to flip it over and read it, and I am the queen of whipping out my cell phone and looking something up online to get the value of it before I just pass it by, because I've found a lot of just total junk that has ended up being worth something. And by I really mean Karen, because she's much better at it than me. Okay, and so I apologize for sitting on the floor, but I could not get my phone stand to clip onto anything. So I'm gonna have to go out and spring for a tripod. So Karen, we're gonna have to take that out of our first round of profits, because just don't want to sit on the floor every time I do a video. Okay, so the first item that I'm going to talk about are these, and I thought Karen was nuts when she showed up with these. These are little turkeys in various states, and they're candles. They have little tiny wicks on the top of them. You can see them there. And then remember about turning everything upside down. on the bottom, you can read that they originally sold for 15 cents, and they are girly, Gurley. Okay, and so we paid for these $2.50 for all three of them. And along with these girly pilgrim candles, these pilgrims each sold for 10 cents back in the day. We're going to list these all together as a lot. And we're hoping that the lot is going to bring us, it should be around $23 was what we thought we would do as a buy it now. That most of them seem to be going for anywhere between $25 and $35, some up to $40, but ours aren't in the best of shape, so we're just going to probably list it for $23, $22, somewhere around there. When you only pay $2.50 for it, that's a good deal. Okay, these two little Santa and Mrs. Claus salt and pepper shakers are just cute as can be, and we found them online. We didn't know if they were anything, but it turns out that they are super collectible. Remember, they just look old. There's not even anything on the bottom other than these stoppers, and those stoppers are kind of a big deal. We've come to find out that a lot of collectors like them when they come with the original stoppers. And so these are called Vintage Spaghetti Trim Santa and Mrs. Claus salt and pepper shakers, and they're made in Japan. And that's another thing that I have learned, is that anything pretty much that is made in Japan, especially occupied Japan, if you find something from occupied Japan, that's going to be worth a bunch. So we paid $2 for the pair of these, and I think we should fetch somewhere between $10 and $15 for the pair. So that would be an excellent return, and that's why we chose to swoop in and scoop those up. Okay, next is one of my favorites, of which I can take no credit because Karen found this. She's definitely much more the sourcer, and I'm much more the pimper. So this is a beautiful blown glass angel. It's made in Italy, and it is Murano, and it still has the original Murano label on it. And it's just so pretty, and you see all the detail, and it's such a pretty, pretty blue. And Karen got this for $3 at an estate sale from some elderly lady who had just tons and tons of all of this old stuff. If you can find an estate sale where it says lots of vintage things, a lot of times they're just looking to get rid of all of this stuff, and you can get it at a song. So this she paid $3 for, and we are seeing them selling for upwards of $30. So that will be a really nice return on a $3 purchase. Okay, the next thing we have is 3 of these white Santa mugs, and we're going to sell them together in a lot. We're not going to sell them separately. These Santa mugs are also made in Japan, and so they are stamped Japan on the bottom. You probably can't see it with my phone, but it's kind of like indented at the bottom, so it's not a gold sticker, but it still is marked Japan, which makes these collectible, and they're vintage. So we have 3 of them, and they're in excellent condition. All 3 of them, not one of them has any chips or anything. We're going to sell those together in a lot. We paid $3 for all of them, and so we should probably get somewhere around $15. We have similar painted Santa mug. He's worth a little bit more. He is also made in Japan. He has the same it says Japan right there, and he also does not have any chips. Carrie got him for $1, and just him by himself, he's probably going to go for between $14 and $15. So again, that was a good pickup on Karen's part. Okay, the next item that we have is this Decorative Green of Oz. This is one of those where we're just rolling the dice on it. We have no idea what it is. You see, we picked it up for 75 cents at a garage sale, and the reason that it intrigued us was because it had a little note taped to the bottom of it. And see, Karen and I are both from New York. We are relocated down south, but we are originally from New York, and so This person is from Albany, New York, and it says this was a gift from a dear old lady in Albany, New York in 1925, and the person who gave it to her was named Clara McLean. So, you know, for 75 cents, if nobody picks it up, we don't care, because it's super pretty, and it has all of this detailing on it, like little purple hand-painted flowers and some white hand-painted stuff over here. And so even if nobody picks it up, nobody has any interest in it, this is something that we'll just keep, because it's just kind of an interesting tchotchke. Okay, next we have, okay, these I'm super, super excited about. These are vintage Brockway milk glass months of the year mugs, and we have 11. We are missing the 12th, so we cannot sell them as a set. I mean, we could, but one is missing, so why bother? But they're selling really, really well individually. And so we paid only 99 cents for each of these vintage mugs. And these mugs by themselves are selling for, I have my cheat sheet up here, $20 each individually, and we've got 11. So we are definitely going to get those listed really, really quickly. Okay. This next item is a one of those other things that we don't know what it's worth. It's not stamped. It doesn't say where it's from. It doesn't say who made it, but it was just kind of cool looking, and it was only $1. So Karen in particular really, really liked this one. So we're just gonna list it and see what happens. Okay, this is an, I'm gonna murder this name, but Odagiri. Remember, I showed you this earlier with the seal on it, and so we looked it up, and so it says OTC, and that just stands for Odagiri, and it's Japanese pottery. Because it still has the original label on it, that increases its value. So when I post it, I'm definitely going to take a picture of the label to make sure that any collectors that are looking are going to know that it is the real deal. And we paid 50 cents for this, and we're anticipating that it should bring somewhere around 10 bucks. Okay. Crisscross. Okay, now I will be honest with you, when Karen showed up with this thing at my house, I thought, oh, girl, you have lost your mind. It's a ugly cat, and it's some sort of planter. It's filthy, so I'm gonna have to clean it before I list it. However, it has the Magic Japan stamped on the bottom of it. And so she thought originally that this might be a Napco. Napco is highly collectible. We don't think so though, because it doesn't have a sticker on it, and it should if it was Napco. But nonetheless, we are going to roll the dice, and we are going to list this for, I can't remember what we said. I've gone out of order from my list, so of course I can't find it. Okay, so we paid $2 for it, and I can't remember if Karen picked it up at an estate sale or at Goodwill. But regardless of which, we have no idea if it's worth anything, but because it's got Japan, we're going to roll the dice. We're going to do this as an auction instead of a buy it now and just see where it gets us. So we'll probably do an opening bid of $2 just so we get our money back, and then see. And if nobody takes it, then we get to keep Mr. Ugly Kitty. Okay, now this is another Karen inspired purchase. Egg plates, which I thought, who uses egg plates? Nobody that I know, but apparently they are highly collectible. So we have two different kinds of eggplants. So this first one is an Anchor Hocking Fairfield heavy glass egg and oyster plate. We picked it up for $2. It still has the tag on it at an estate sale, and we would expect it to sell somewhere around between $10 and $15. So this other egg platter, I actually like better. Anyway, this one is an Indian glass hobnail, and it was $3, a little bit more. We should probably get the same $12 to $15 for that. Okay, this is another one that we're rolling the dice on. This is a little nun. but she's old and cute, and we're both Catholic, so you can't turn down a nun. I mean, you can, but you know, we didn't want to. So I think we paid $1 for her, and we're just going to list her up there and see what she brings. I'll keep you posted in future videos to let you know which of these end up being good purchases and turning a profit. Okay, this is super pretty, and it's textured because it's hand painted, or at least I think it's hand painted, but it's all got little dots of paint. Okay, and it is an Anthropology mug, and I think its exact name is Anthropology Homegrown with a Twist, and it is an Aquila-footed mug teacup. And so what Karen has taught me is that you know that it is Anthropology because it has that bird stamped on the bottom of it, and that makes it highly collectible. So we paid 79 cents for this, and we would expect to sell this for $20. We're getting near to the end of the pottery. Okay, I don't know if any of you are children of the 70s like Karen and I, but if you are, then you remember well Strawberry Shortcake. Although I think she made a resurgence, so some of you younger ones still might know Strawberry Shortcake as well. Anyway, this is vintage Strawberry Shortcake. Precious Moments, it's on the bottom of the vase. And we picked this up for 79 cents, and we would expect it to sell for probably around $9 or $10. These are lovely 12 Days of Christmas glasses. We picked these up. Karen picked up 3 sets of them, 36, plus she found an extra incomplete set. And so we paid 79 cents for each glass, and we are expecting for each set of 12 to bring in $40. Not really sure what to expect with the individual ones in the incomplete set, but certainly we'll get more than 79 cents. We saw some of them were selling, you know, for $5, $6 a piece. So I think we're going to do okay. And again, we have 3.5 sets of them, so that will be definitely a good purchase. Okay, and so Karen found this, I believe, at Goodwill. She did. She picked it up for 79 cents. This is a Miracle Christmas pop-up bar, and it is called a Christmas Carol Barrel Tiki Limited Edition. And you see it says fa la 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 la, and it has all this detail, and it is beautiful, in great condition. Again, it's got Miracle on the bottom of it. There is not a chip to be found. It looks like it could be brand new. And these are selling currently on eBay for $30 and above. So for 79 cents, that is not a bad turnaround at all. Okay, so that is all of the pottery. Okay guys, that's where we're going to end it for today. I was a little bit too enthusiastic. If I put everything in from our haul this past Saturday, I would have been having an hour-long video. So for your sake and for mine, we're going to end it here, and this will be part 1. We'll move on to part 2. Also, Karen and I are going to Georgia to go to some Goodwills, and we're going to shoot some footage from there. So hopefully we'll include that in an upcoming video as well. Please remember to like and subscribe if this is something that you like and that you want to see more of, because that's the way we'll be able to keep producing videos, is if you subscribe and like our videos. Thanks. Have a great night.